Welcome to one of the most expensive cities in the world, New York City. Is there anything fun to do for free in this city? Yes! Welcome to the Staten Island Ferry. On the southern tip of Manhattan, we have Whitehall Terminal. This is where you can take the free Staten Island Ferry. And of course, the main attraction of this ferry is the Statue of Liberty. We're going to see it for free this morning. It is currently 7:24. I wanted to get here before the tourists because this gets extremely busy. So the ferry does run 24 hours a day. During the night, on the off-peak times, it's going to run every 30 minutes. And during the busy times, it's every 15-20 minutes. And we are just in time because we are boarding right now for the 7:30 a.m. ferry. And I can already see the Statue of Liberty way out there. Here is the inside of the ferry. Plenty of seats available. This is not a tourist attraction, by the way. This is literally a commuter ferry. People take it to go to work. They live in Staten Island and they work in Manhattan, so they take the ferry.
If you are in need of assistance, please contact one of the crew members that are on station while the ferry is in operation. Please familiarize yourself with placards containing crew member station locations.
Welcome to the St. George Terminal and welcome to Staten Island. It takes around 25 minutes to get from Manhattan to Staten Island on the ferry. That was so much fun. You probably get a few hundred feet away from the Statue of Liberty. Of course, you can take official boat tours to the island. You can get off, you can walk around, so it doesn't get super duper close, but it's a great free option in my opinion. And an official tour is probably going to cost you $30 to $40 per person, so if you have a family, then just take the Staten Island ferry. So much fun. Anyway, most tourists, they take the Staten Island ferry to Staten Island, they exit and they enter immediately and then go back to Manhattan. But we are going to be exploring Staten Island a little bit this morning. By the way, that does not show the real experience of taking the Staten Island ferry, because I wanted to get here before the tourists because it gets crazy. Sometimes you need to wait for the next ferry just because it fills up. So if you come here in the afternoon, just know that it's going to be a lot of people. And if you're coming from Manhattan to Staten Island, you want to be on the right side. If you're going back, of course, you want to be on the left side to see the Statue of Liberty. I think there was probably like 5 people on the whole ferry that actually cared about seeing the statue, because like I said, it's a commuter ferry. People are literally going to work, so they see the ferry every single day. So this is the St. George terminal. A little bit confusing getting outside the terminal, to be honest, but I know absolutely nothing about Staten Island. The only thing I know is this is where the Impractical Jokers are from. You know those guys from the TV show? They're from Staten Island. But we're going to be taking a slow, relaxing walk because it is beautiful weather this morning. So let's see what Staten Island has to offer. And the first thing we see is a baseball stadium. This is the home of the Staten Island Ferry Hawks, and there's a game tonight, but it's at 4 p.m. so it's too late for us. I've been to a New York Mets game and a Yankees game. Not really my thing, but I still had fun. I'm actually kind of surprised that the ferry is still free, to be honest, because they can make a lot of money. A lot of people ride the ferry every single day. And I'm sure there's people that argue, well, if people can ride the ferry to work for free, then why do I have to pay to take the subway to work? It costs $2.90 every single time you ride the New York subway. So people are saving money taking the ferry, and it's fun, to be honest. I wouldn't want to take it in winter, because I bet it gets very, very, very cold, but it's a nice ride. There is that baseball stadium. Check out that view. You won't be able to see it clearly, but you can see the whole skyline of Manhattan. So cool. Like I said, I know nothing about Staten Island. I don't know what the people here are like. I don't know if the people from Staten Island and the people from Manhattan, are they friends? Do one of them think they're better than the other one? I really don't know. It is that time of the year. Summer is almost over, but it's not over yet. There is still time to take a last-minute vacation. And of course, you need good quality suitcases for your vacation. Let me introduce to you Level 8 suitcases. The best suitcases on the market. Top quality, easy to wheel around. They have a combination lock for security and they look beautiful. Level 8 has been kind enough to send me the whole 3-piece set so I can show you exactly what they look like. They are a beautiful style, and these are exactly what you need for your final summer vacation. But these are going to last a very, very long time because they're made of the best quality. So if you have a autumn vacation coming up, if you have a winter vacation, then now is the perfect time to get prepared for those too. So click the link in the description and you are going to save some money today with Level 8 suitcases. We should be able to get a very nice view of the skyline down here, so let's try and go right close to the river. Oh wow, you ready for this? Check out that skyline. Wow, that is so cool. It's way out there in the distance, but it looks beautiful this morning. And the 8:30 Staten Island ferry is just coming in right now. Like I said, they are very, very efficient. You know exactly what time it's going to leave. There's a cruise ship over there as well, Royal Caribbean. Wow, what a morning. It is beautiful this morning. The weather is absolutely perfect. This is the 9/11 memorial for people from Staten Island. And they have the names of people here. Police officers, firefighters. Names inside as well. "9/11 is one of those things that really gets to me even now, like even just thinking about it, even just remembering the day that happened. And I have a ticket to go to the 9/11 Memorial Museum, and that is something that I've never done just because I don't think I could do it. Like, it makes me so sad to think about it, so I don't think I can go there and hear the phone calls and see the stuff, and so I don't think I'm going to go, but I do have a ticket. Someone gifted me a ticket, but man, that view is incredible. Wow. And there are absolutely 0 people here, which always makes it better. Let's keep walking. We have a few interesting things to see Staten Island this morning. Everything is completely new to me, never been here before. if I had to work in the city, I would absolutely live in a place like this. Like, I have no idea how people live downtown Manhattan. It drives me crazy. It's fun for like a few days, but then after that, like, the novelty wears off and it's like, damn, there's always people everywhere. It's so loud, it's so crowded. So I would definitely live in a peaceful place like this. I don't know if it's peaceful all the time, but right now there is 0 people around. It seems very, very peaceful. But I couldn't live downtown Manhattan, no way. Actually, one of the biggest tips I can give someone if they're going to visit New York City is get out of the tourist areas. Like, go and see the neighborhoods and go and see the different areas, just because New York City is not Times Square. Like, there's so much more to it. And recently I went to Astoria. That place is nice. I liked Astoria. And I've been to Brooklyn. Like, Brooklyn's really nice, but yeah, these are not really, I mean, they're not the typical touristy areas. So yeah, if you ever visit, like, get out there and still see the real place. See that skyline again? Really cool. And I assume people want to live in places like this. One, because it's a lot more peaceful than Manhattan, but I assume it's cheaper as well. Cheaper to live in Staten Island than Manhattan, because Manhattan is crazy expensive. There is a school across the street, and it is now September, and school in New York actually started this week. So in the mornings I see a lot of kids in school uniform going to school. What kind of place is it where you have to lock the garbage can so no one steals it? What kind of place is this? Across the river there is actually New Jersey, completely different state, but I've been here for 5 minutes and my first impressions of Staten Island, very, very different to Manhattan. Seems cleaner, seems quieter. I don't see homeless people everywhere. Trash cans are tied up, but you know, what are you gonna do? Someone just said good morning to me, so maybe Staten Islanders are more friendly than people from Manhattan, because that has never happened in Manhattan. Check that out, that's a cool house. Looks haunted. That is massive, wow. Definitely does not fit into this street. USA, USA, USA. That is where we want to go, across the street, but it looks closed. I'll be so mad if it's closed. It should be open. There's got to be more than one entrance. Snug Harbor, and it's open. Man, it's so peaceful. I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. There is 0 people here. There is nobody here. But there's supposed to be a botanical garden here, so let's see what we find. This is so nice. So let me tell you about the Snug Harbor Cultural Center and Botanical Garden. It was built in the 19th century as a retirement home for sailors, and in the 1970s it was transformed into a botanical garden and nature spot. And it is extremely peaceful. There are some museums here, but the whole grounds are free. You can just take a walk around and there's no people here. It's so cool. We're on the lookout for a Chinese garden. There's a secret garden. I think there's like a Greek area. Man, this is amazing. So old retired sailors used to live here. I see some people walking inside here, so let's see what's in there. That's really cool. There's like a courtyard in there and a children's museum, but there is a field trip in there right now. There's a million kids everywhere, so I don't want to film in there, but very, very nice. Man, this might be a hidden gem in New York. I've never heard of this place until I looked up things to do in Staten Island when I decided to take the ferry here. There's a guy over here with a camera with a huge lens. He's doing some bird watching. I don't think I have the patience to do bird watching. Literally sitting there waiting for a bird to fly by. Then you got to be quick, take your picture. This is very nice. I think if I could choose the perfect weather, it would literally be like it is right now. It is perfection. It is super nice. Don't really know where I'm going, just walking around. And I love the fact that there are no people here. It always makes it better. I do remember seeing a sign outside for a soul music festival, and I assume this is where they have it. I think there's a stage at the top of the lawn over there. A lot of space here. Chinese Scholars Garden this way. No way! Check out this bamboo. That is so cool. Wow. I did read online that this garden is inspired by Suzhou, China, which is a city that I have been to. It is very close to Shanghai. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, look at this. Got some fish in there. No way, I have this whole place to myself. Wow. Cantalai Zhongguo. Wow, looks like China. That is beautiful, wow. Oh my gosh, this place is so cool. Wow. Man, it is so peaceful here. There's no people here, literally zero. I keep saying it, but there's nobody here. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is a big negative of traveling alone, just because there's nobody to take my picture. So many good photo spots. There's a little bridge. Let's cross the little bridge. Man, so cool. Just for a second there, I forgot I was in New York. I gotta tell you about this bridge. Not just this bridge, but bridges in general. Why do you think this bridge is not straight? You see it zigzags? It's because ghosts and demons, they can only travel in straight lines, so they believe that if the bridge is not straight, then the demons cannot follow you. That is absolutely true. Wow. This was worth coming all the way to Staten Island for. Man. This is the Moon Viewing Pavilion.如果你不知道，以前我就在中国上海，所以我去很多中国的公园。Wow! Incredible, incredible, incredible. So cool, so cool. Wow. Another bridge here. Yeah, someone please come and take my picture, please. I gotta get out of here just because I've said wow about 20 times. I'm genuinely curious if this place gets busy in the afternoon. Like, do more tourists come here? I'm sure that they do because this is so cool. Gotta come and see this if you visit Staten Island. Don't just take the ferry here and then take it home. No, no, no. We've got to see this. I've solved the mystery of why there was nobody else in there. So I'm standing there reading the sign and the guy comes up to me and he says, "Hi, this garden is not open to the general public until 12 o'clock. It is currently 9:30. I said, "Oh, sorry, the gate was open, so I just walked in. Like, I didn't break in, there's no sign that said it was closed." And he said, no problem, but please leave because we have a photo shoot and you can come back at 12 o'clock. So that is why there was nobody else in there, but I got to spend my time in the Chinese garden, take some pictures, but that was really cool. But I wasn't supposed to be in there, sorry. He was really cool about it though. But now I'm definitely starting to question, where can I go, where can't I go, because there's no people here either. And you guys know that I'm curious, so I'm just gonna walk where I can walk. I think if I was rich, I would buy a big house with a lot of land so I can just walk around my own land. It really blows my mind that people, I think there's a lake over here. It blows my mind that people spend like $10 million, like $50 million to live in New York City. And you don't even have your own garden. You're literally 10 feet away from another house. Like, gotta get out, get your own space. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, that's nice. I think we can walk all the way around the lake, so let's do that. Ooh, I see a bridge. I'd love to know, have you ever heard of this place? Snug Harbor Cultural and Botanical Gardens? If you're from New York, is this like a well-known place? Just because I never heard of it, like I said, until I look for things to do in Staten Island. So I'm just curious if it gets busy in the peak times, because I've seen like 2 other people walking around. It is not busy at all, and I thought that it would be on a day like today. It is beautiful. And once again, completely forgot that I was in New York. Doesn't feel like it at all. Check this out. I found a boardwalk here, and there's a gate that leads to a really nice neighborhood. I like those houses. The gate is locked, but after we visit the gardens, we're going to be taking a look around some Staten Island neighborhoods. I did read about this place online as well. Connie Gret's Secret Garden. I think this is going to be locked. Yeah, it is. But there's a picture of it over here. Looks really cool. See, Connie Gret's Secret Garden. Look at that. So cool. Kind of like a maze. It looks like a castle. Windows open up there. Can't go in. Let's go this way. I think I know why it's closed. I can see over the wall there, and it's definitely not looked after. It's all overgrown, which is a shame because it looks nice. This is that big lawn that I saw, which I think they have events here under the tree. I thought that was a stage, maybe it's not. This is cool, look at this. I feel like there should be a million kids running around here. Maybe there is in the summer. So I'm looking at the map here, not sure if you can see it, but the garden that I was in before with the lake, that is called the Healing Garden. This place here is the Snug Harbour Administration Winter Garden, and this is called the South Meadow. There's a lot of gardens here. Let's go this way, see what we find. One thing I will say, that there's a lot of workers here, a lot of grounds people, so they definitely take really good care of it. See another gate open, let's see what's in here. Just another peaceful garden. Very nice. There's so many spots to just come and relax. Benches everywhere. Yeah, this is nice. Those big leaves. The thing is huge, check that out. Wow. USA, USA. So this is a tribute to 9/11. It says the World Trade Center Educational Tribute, used as a space of reflection as well as educational tool. The World Trade Center Educational Tribute preserves the memory of those who were lost on September the 11th, 2001 with a permanent installation of photographs, artifacts and videos. That's why the flag is at half mast, I think it's called half mast, and there's a firefighter here. That's cool. That is Joseph, but I assume this is going to be locked. Let's walk up the drawbridge. Yep, it is locked. That's cool though, in a very peaceful place. I hope you've been enjoying these unedited shots of me just walking, just to show you what I see, rather than me telling you, because it is beautiful here. It's so nice, so many places to just get lost. Very nice. So many buildings here, I don't really know what's inside them. There's no signs or anything. This one says the carpenter's shop, but it is closed. Check out that big chimney. Wow. This one says Conservatory of Music. Another nice garden here, just to relax. This place looks like a church, and there's a big bell outside. Let me tell you about this bell. So this bell was the original Liberty Bell, until they changed to the one that they used in Philadelphia. That's not true, I made that up, not true. But this is a church, is it? No, it's a Veterans Memorial Hall, and it's closed. And across the way there is the music hall. This place is really nice. Wow. I'm back to where I started. There's a nice fountain there. That is where I entered, over there. And there's a few museums here. There is a maritime museum. They have a cultural center. Place is huge, way bigger than I expected. Wow. This would be the perfect place for a big game of hide and seek. There are so many places to hide. So I highly recommend you visit the Snug Harbor Cultural Center and Botanical Garden. I come in the morning, I guess, just because there is nobody here. There is zero tourists here, so definitely visit this place when you take the Staten Island ferry. Don't just go straight home, don't do that. But very nice. We're gonna head out right now, but that was so worth it to come here. Definitely. Wow. So let's head out. We're gonna see a little bit more of Staten Island before we take the ferry back to Manhattan. But let me make sure you know what this place is called so you can come here too. There it is. Snug Harbor. Definitely worth a visit. Let's walk. Okay, I picked a random street in a random neighborhood, but I'm from England and most of the people that watch my videos, they're American, so this is going to be a little bit strange for you guys. But we see the perfect American neighborhood, the perfect American houses in movies. We see the white picket fences, we see the family with a dog, and we see the kids riding their bikes and American flags and stuff like that. And it looks like this neighborhood. This looks like the perfect American neighborhood to live the American dream. And this is called New Brighton. This neighborhood is New Brighton. And it literally looks like the American dream. The perfect example is that house there. Look at it. To me, that is the dream house. It's huge, looks beautiful, it's gated, it's very quiet here. It blows my mind that people would rather, I mean, that's probably the same price as a small apartment in Manhattan. Like, why would you want to live in Manhattan when you can live in a house like that? Blows my mind. Anyway, welcome to the perfect American neighborhood. Please let me know if you're American and that's strange to you that we see this as the American dream, but that's what we see in the movies. Maybe Americans feel the same way, because I don't think anybody sees the American dream as like a family living in an apartment in downtown Manhattan. Like, that doesn't seem like the American dream, but this does to me. It just seems like the perfect life. Like I said, everyone's friends with each other, plenty of space, kids riding their bikes, going to school buses and stuff like that. That's what I picture. I want to live in a place like this. I don't want to live downtown Manhattan, no way. Too busy, too crowded, too loud. And I've made videos all over Europe, all over the world, and one of my favorite things to do when I travel to a new place is see the real place, see a real neighborhood, see real people living their lives. And a lot of people have told me that they like that too. But maybe you've never seen a tourist do it to your own country. Like I said, most of the people that watch my videos are American. I'm in America right now, so maybe it's not very exciting for you to walk around an American neighborhood. But to me it is, because this is, like I said, it's what we see in the movies, okay? Don't blame me. Another thing is like the holidays, like Halloween and Christmas, like every single house is just decorated and people go trick-or-treating and it's snowing and there's Christmas lights and stuff like that. Again, it's what we see in the movies. I would love to know, do you live in a neighborhood like this? Do you live in a nice neighborhood? Or do you live in an apartment? Do you live in a busy city? Like, I'd love to know. See the white picket fences? It's perfection. It's the perfect life, right? Nice house there. It's huge. See, look at that. That is just the perfect street. So peaceful. And I've talked about American flags in previous videos, and that is something you do not see in the UK. You don't just see every single house or store or whatever. You don't see just British flags just flying. You don't. But here there's American flags everywhere, which I see that as a good thing. I think that's a good thing. I think every single country should fly their flag everywhere. I think it's a good thing. See, you got a kid swing there on the tree. Another thing that's very different from British neighborhoods and American neighborhoods is if you go to a typical British neighborhood, every single house looks the same. Like maybe they're attached, like it's literally just a row of houses that look the same. But here, it's not like that. Like every single house is different, which is really nice. Like there's this really small house here, then across the street there's a huge one. Like you don't really get that in the UK. I mean, some neighborhoods you do, but the typical neighborhoods, no. Every single house will look the same, not the same here. Do you want to laugh at my accent? This is a garage, no garage, garage. Can you believe this is New York? We're literally one ferry ride away from downtown Manhattan. It's crazy. This is an Irish bar. Yep, and there's an American flag hanging outside. Amazing. It's a little bit too early for Guinness. It is only 10:30 a.m. Let's pick another random street here. This is Pelton Avenue. Again, very peaceful, nice houses. I bet it looks very nice in the winter. But you see what I mean? Every single house is different. Like, it's a different shape, different sizes, and I like that. Another thing that Americans might not know is mailboxes. We don't have mailboxes like that in the UK. No, we don't have that. USA, USA. Made it to Castleton Avenue and Pelton Avenue. I can literally just walk around and tell you things that we don't have in the UK but we have here. Stop signs. If you didn't know that, we don't have stop signs. Literally every single store down here is closed. It is a Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Why is everything closed? I don't know. Because I'm very lucky that I've been to so many different countries and cities. People ask me, like, what is still on my bucket list? Like, what haven't I done that I would love to do? And the answer is always the same. I would love to drive Route 66. This is my ultimate dream. I just want to get a car, get a van, take like 2 or 3 months and just take it really slowly and stop at all these little towns and cities. Cities with like one of everything. So like one main street, one bar, one school and one supermarket. And I just want to just take it slow, meet the people, eat the food and just walk down the main street and just, you know, just see the places really. Like, that's my absolute dream. Damn, he's going fast. Oh my gosh. Something's going on down there. I have just seen something very cool across the street. Gotta show you this. Gotta show you this. Check this out. Free books. Little library. That is so cool. Yeah, and I love that it's the trust system. Be a good person. There's another one. See, there's 3 houses next to each other and they're all different. USA, USA. I have made it back to the St. George Ferry Terminal, Staten Island. It is 11:45, so I'm going to be taking the 12 o'clock noon ferry back to Manhattan. So I arrived here at 8, so that means I spent 4 hours in Staten Island. Very nice, very, very fun day. Let's jump on the ferry. And just like that, welcome back to Manhattan. The only tip I will give you about the Staten Island ferry is it is absolutely free. If somebody walks up to you in a fancy jacket that says you need to pay them to ride the ferry, they're absolutely lying and they are a scammer. So many scammers like to hang out in the ferry port. Don't fall for it. Don't pay anybody any money to ride the Staten Island ferry. It is absolutely free. Everything I did today was for free and I had a great day. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Hit subscribe if you want to see more adventures from New York City. Have a great day. The weather is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye. And just before I go, don't forget to click the link in the description to save some money today on your Level 8 suitcases. And thank you so much to the channel members. We got a few new ones recently. Click the join button below this video to become a channel member. They see the videos before everybody else. They find out news before everybody else. So thank you, channel members. See you next time. Bye bye.